Fruit for dinner, huh? Not exactly the first thing that comes to mind when I think about, like, what's for dinner tonight?
Right. It's not exactly the classic meat and potatoes we might have grown up with.
No, not at all. But there's this whole idea out there, I was reading about it, that making fruit a regular part of your dinner could be like this secret weapon for better health, more energy even.
Yeah, it's definitely gaining traction. And, there's actually some pretty solid science behind it, too. It's not just a fad diet thing.
Okay, so let's break this down. When we talk about fruit for dinner, what are we really looking at here? Are we just talking like a bowl of strawberries after a big plate of pasta?
I mean, that works, but it can be a lot more interesting than that, too. Think incorporating fruit into your main dishes, experimenting with savory flavors. But yeah, even just adding that fruit at the end of the meal, it does make a difference.
So we all know fruit is good for us, packed with vitamins and minerals. But how does that actually play out in the evening in terms of how our bodies process those nutrients?
Right, so think about it this way. One of the biggest benefits of fruit is the fiber content. And unlike simple carbs, which can spike your blood sugar and then leave you feeling sluggish later, fiber digests slowly.
So it keeps you feeling full longer.
Exactly. Which can be especially helpful in the evening when you're more prone to those late night cravings.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So theoretically, swapping out a sugary dessert for a fiber-rich fruit salad could contribute to weight management.
That's the idea. You're less likely to overeat if you feel satisfied. Plus, there's more and more research coming out about how fiber specifically impacts our gut health. And as we're learning, gut health influences everything from our immunity to our mood.
It's all connected. Okay, so our source material on this also mentioned something about antioxidants, how they're like fighting cell damage. Can you unpack that a little bit?
Sure. Antioxidants, they're like our internal defense system. They basically neutralize harmful free radicals, which are these unstable molecules that can damage our cells and contribute to aging and diseases. And fruits, well, they're full of these protective compounds.
Okay, so instead of just saying eat your antioxidants, give me an example. What's a powerful antioxidant we can find in fruit, and what's it actually doing for us?
Let's talk about lycopene. It's a potent antioxidant found in watermelon, guava, and especially tomatoes. And there's research that suggests lycopene may have protective benefits against certain cancers, particularly prostate cancer. It's not a magic bullet, but incorporating lycopene-rich fruits in your diet definitely can't hurt.
That's incredible. And this next one, I have to admit, it really surprised me, the connection between fruit and better sleep.
Right. It sounds strange at first, but certain fruits actually contain compounds that can influence our sleep patterns. Take cherries, for instance. They're naturally rich in melatonin, which is the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle.
So enjoying a bowl of cherries after dinner could actually send a signal to our brains that it's time to wind down.
Exactly. And it's not just cherries. Bananas are a great source of magnesium and potassium, which are both known to relax muscles and promote better sleep.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
Weight management, gut health, disease prevention, sleep enhancement. It really makes you realize how powerful these everyday foods can be.
Absolutely. And we haven't even touched on how versatile fruit can be in terms of, actual meal planning. It's not just about a plain fruit salad, although that's certainly an option.
No, definitely not. Let's get creative here. Give us some inspiration. How can we actually incorporate fruit into savory dishes, especially for dinner?
One of my favorite things to do is use fruit to add a little brightness and acidity, like grilled peaches with chicken or fish, mango salsa with some grilled tofu. Even just adding some berries to a spinach salad with a light vinaigrette can completely elevate it.
Those all sound delicious. But let's be real, there's got to be some kind of downside to all of this fruit for dinner talk, right? I mean, it can't be all perfect.
Well, you're right. Fruit, while it is incredibly nutrient dense, it is naturally lower in protein and certain healthy fats compared to other foods we typically think of as dinner staples.
So it's not about replacing everything with fruit, but rather about creating balanced meals.
Exactly. It's all about balance. If you're having a fruit salad for dinner, make sure to include a lean protein source alongside it, like grilled fish or chicken. Or if you're having a fruit smoothie, toss in a handful of nuts or seeds for some healthy fats and a boost of protein and fiber.
Got it. Moderation and balance, as with most things in nutrition. Now, we can't talk about fruit without addressing the elephant in the room. Sugar, that's got to be a consideration, right?
Sure, fruit does contain natural sugars, that's true. But it's important to remember that these sugars are packaged with fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all of those things we've been talking about. So our bodies process them very differently than, say, the sugar in a candy bar.
So it's not just about the sugar itself, but the context, the bigger picture.
Exactly. And again, we're talking about incorporating fruit as part of a balanced meal, not as the only thing you're eating for dinner.
Right, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
So if we're wrapping this up, it seems like, challenging that traditional idea of what a dinner plate should look like, that maybe fruit has earned a more prominent spot on that plate, could lead to some pretty amazing benefits, both for our taste buds and for our overall health.
Absolutely. It's a delicious way to boost your nutrient intake, potentially sleep better, and even, have some fun in the kitchen trying new recipes and flavor combinations.
I don't know about you, but I am definitely feeling inspired to get a little more fruit into my dinner routine. Maybe some pineapple fried rice this week. What about you? What kind of fruits are you going to be adding to your plate tonight?